Good morning, my all dear class 11 students. As in the previous videos of this chapter, non-profit account for non-profit organization, we have discussed receipt payment account theory part, and then we have discussed the income and expenditure account. Today we will discuss the balance sheet. In the non-profit organization, we have to prepare two balance sheets. First is opening balance sheet, and the other one is closing balance sheet, means the normal balance sheet. Okay, two types of balance sheet will be prepared. First is opening balance sheet, and the next one is closing balance sheet, means normal balance sheet. Just as in profit seeking companies, a balance sheet is to be prepared even by non-profit organizations to show the financial position of the last date of the accounting year. It is prepared from the balances remaining after the transfer of all revenue, incomes and expenditures to the income and expenditure account. In other words, it contains only capital items, asset, liabilities, capital fund. Okay. In the absence of trial balance, following points should be kept in consideration while preparing a balance sheet. Means assets, fixed asset appearing in the previous year balance sheet, also known as the opening balance sheet, should be adjusted for capital asset purchase, sold, depreciation. Only the adjusted amount will appear. Only the adjusted amount will appear in the closing balance sheet. This is the main point. Main from the opening balance sheet, we will take the amount, and after depreciation, sale, purchase, etc., adjusted amount will be transferred. Okay. Then prepaid incomes and expenditures, accrued incomes should be shown in the asset side. Closing balance of cash and balance of the receipt and payment account should be shown in the asset side. However, if there is overdraft balance of bank, it will be shown in the liability side. Okay. In liabilities, the loans appearing on the liability side of the previous year balance sheet should be seen, and the receipt and payment account should be scanned to find out whether any new loan has been raised or the old loans have been repaid. If the net amount of the loan will be shown in the liability side of the balance sheet. If any new loan has been raised, it will be found in the receipt and payment account. It should be transferred to the liability side. If there is any special receipt like donation for building, means capital nature receipt of donation and etc., it will be transferred to the liability side. Outstanding expenses will also be transferred to the liability side. Now, any excess of capital over asset or liability in case of non-profit seeking organization is called capital fund. It's called capital fund. Opening balance sheet will be prepared to find out the capital fund. Okay. Now some important items relating to non-profit seeking organizations. After that, there will be one illustration in the next video, and this chapter will be completed. So first of all, subscription. Subscription is the main source of income for non-profit organizations. Okay. It is the main source of income of non-profit entities. It will be appearing on the debit side of the receipt and payment account, and out of the subscription belonging to the current year will be posted to the credit side of income and expenditure account. Lifetime membership fees. Lifetime membership fees is one-time fees which will be charged to the new members for their lifetime registration. So it will be a non-recurring income. And it will be transferred to balance sheet liability side. Endowment fund, according to Crick L. Kohler, it is an fund arising from the bucket of gifts or income of which is devoted for a specific purpose. So, if it is for a specific purpose, it will be transferred to the balance sheet liability side and receipt side. Okay. Entrance fees or admission fees. First of all, it will be shown in the receipt side of income and expenditure account, receipt and payment account, and after that there are some doubts between some. You can say there are two types of parties. One says that it should be capitalized, and other says that it should not be capitalized. If it is capitalized, it will be shown in the balance sheet liability side, and if it is not been capitalized, it should be shown in the asset side. It should be shown in the income side of income and expenditure. But according to ISC board, ISC syllabus, it should be treated as capital and it will be transferred to balance sheet liability side. Okay. Donation. There are many types of donations. If there is any specific donation, mean donation for building, swimming pool, etc., it will be transferred to balance sheet liabilities. If there is general donation, If there is general donation of a huge amount, it will be transferred to liability side. It is shown on the liability side of the balance sheet because it is non-recurring. Huge amount will not be paid to you every year, so it will be transferred to the liability side. General donation of small amounts or normal amount, it will be transferred to receipt and payment account, and then it will be transferred to income and expenditure account. Legacy. So what is legacy? It is the amount which a non-profit entity receive as per the will of deceased person. Means if a person writes in its will that my property or a part of my property will be transferred to that institution or to that organization, it will be called legacy. It is appeared in the debit side of receipt and payment account, and it is not of recurring nature, so it will be transferred in balance sheet liability side. Sale of old asset. If we have sold any old asset, it will be shown in the receipt side of receipt and payment, and it will be minus from the asset, and the loss or profit of this will be transferred to income and expenditure account. Okay. Sale of old newspaper, sports material, it will be it is a recurring nature income, so it will be transferred to income and expenditure account. Payment to honorarium, the amount paid to person who are not the employee of the institution is called honorarium, and it is debited to income and expenditure account. And at last, capital fund, the balance of opening balance sheet will be transferred to capital fund. Means asset side will be greater and liability side will be less, so the difference will be capital fund. Okay. Special fund will also be treated in the balance sheet. So this is it for today. We will discuss some illustration problems, and this chapter will be completed in the next video. Till then, you all are requested to learn the theory part of this chapter, and as well as you have to do some practical problem. If you find any type of doubt and any difficulties, you can ask. I will be there to help you out in all your needs. Till then, bye bye students.